So I just really. So is cheesecake a pie?
See, let's ask the people at home. That's a good question for the people at home.
Yeah.
Is a cheesecake a pie? It's crust, it's filling,
Yeah.
it's shaped like a pie, you cut it like a pie.
I think
It's not a cake. I know that.
It's definitely
I
not
know
a cake.
It's not a cake.
It's definitely
That's
not a
weird.
cake.
That's weird that it's called cheesecake.
Cake. So is it really a cake?
Is it a cake or a pie? You know, I wonder if there's like a Reddit community of people asking this question. Now, we've already decided.
Right.
We've already decided. Tell the folks at home what we decided.
I think cheesecake is a pie.
And I agree. Wholeheartedly.
It definitely is. But you guys definitely put in your take in the comments.
Or on our fancy Twitters. Hello. Hello. We got the Twitters.
So I created a Twitter for the podcast here, and but I guess welcome to the Rye Five. I am joined here with
me.
Yeah,
me?
you.
I'm Corey, the curator.
And
I have a ruling here. Google, citing finecooking.com, so if you don't agree, hit up finecooking.com. In short, a cheesecake... Anyway, in short, a cheesecake is a pie.
Is a pie. Okay.
It can also be a cake, but it can't not be a pie. It's cylindrical. It's got a crust. It's filled with custard. It's a damn pie.
It definitely is.
So yeah, that's that. So let's get right into it then, sir. So right. Is that a pick of yours? Is that one of your five?
That is what I have. That is what I have as my number 5. But this is in no particular order. Cheesecake is number 5. I can't. So what we're doing today is dessert pies, and so I can't really put it to one certain cheesecake as my favorite cheesecake, but strawberry is definitely one of my top favorite cheesecakes.
Strawberry cheesecake specifically?
Yes. But also blueberry cheesecake is really good, especially when you put that blueberry topping on it with
so your number 5 pick is the strawberry cheesecake. Is blueberry is that a number 4, or is that just you're saying it was a close? It's 6.
No, number 5 in particular is just cheesecake in general.
No, you can't do that.
That's
it. You can't do that. You can't just say a whole kind of cheesecake.
That's why I said I can't technically set it to a certain flavor, but so just cheesecake in general.
you're saying, okay, I have a whatever pie over here, and over here I've got just a plain cheesecake. Would you take the plain cheesecake?
Yeah.
This guy likes cheesecake.
Yeah,
I believe
and so
him.
cheesecake is a newfound love for me. I found cheesecake.
Really?
I probably around like 16.
Okay.
So like maybe for like 7 years.
Okay.
In general, I've never really before that. I never really liked it.
Okay, but was it one of those? Because I know this man right here. I don't think it could be said anymore, but this man used to be what they call a picky eater.
I was. So
Yeah.
like yeah.
So was
here
it one of
recently.
those things where it's like you just didn't like it because you're like, look, cheese and cake, nah.
Yeah,
Like, they
it
tried
was-
this with carrot cake, it didn't work.
Yeah, try.
and then you're like, and then finally you did try it. And you're like, oh, I do like it.
Yeah, exactly. I just because it just never really appealed to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is weird.
it is strange.
It is weird, but then
when
when
they
you get
call
into
it
things
cheese,
like brie
but
cheese,
it's like it's cream cheese.
right, and
And
it's
so-
not just cream cheese, but it's sugared cream cheese,
Yeah.
sometimes with a jelly or marmalade or what have you, or custard.
So you are sipping on woodchuck.
Yeah, my bro here, he brought over some woodchuck. This is the cider that I got started on.
Okay.
This is what started it all as far as the ciders. And it's great. It's great. I'd have to say it's definitely like top 10 ciders.
Yeah,
if
for
I've tried
sure.
10 ciders. But once you get that Bold Rock, which I'm sure we've talked about on here before.
100%.
Once
yeah.
you get the Bold Rock,
the Bold Rock it's solid.
it's just real. You can
Yeah.
taste that it's real apples.
Apples, exactly.
This isn't as bad as Reds.
Reds
I'm going
is,
to throw some shade to Reds.
but Reds is an ale, right? It's not a cider.
Sure, but it's also basically like a Mike's Hard Lemonade.
100%.
Where it's just, there's corn syrup in there.
Yeah.
There's something funky like
Yeah.
that. There's some sort of weird filler. And it's very acidic.
100%.
An hour or two after I have a Red's apple ale, it's just like... But I think in the way that they call that an ale, it's almost like when Bull Rock tries to call things IPAs, where it's like it's not really... Because if it's going to be an IPA, it's got to have hops or whatever.
100%.
But yeah.
Maybe look that
but it's
one
not
up.
as phony as Reds, but
Exactly.
it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Woodchuck it's not bad.
Yeah.
And I've got Leinenkugel's
Ooh, yeah. Show him that. Tell him about that.
Snowdrift Vanilla Porter. So I think a porter, it's not as hoppy. So it's got but vanilla and let's see, it's 6% alcohol. I think the woodchuck is in like the 4s, I think, maybe 5%. But all right.
The woodchuck on here, it says that it's looking at my glass. It says 5%.
5%, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And we're probably not going to crack into it tonight, but you got a can of that new Sweetwater.
Sweetwater
It's called
Guide beer.
Guide beer. It looks cool. I haven't tried it yet, but that's 4, so that seems like something mild. They usually do
100%.
IPA, so I'm going to expect something a little bitter. But
Maybe, yeah.
But it didn't say it was like an IPA or anything.
No,
like that.
it's a lager.
It's a lager. That's right.
So,
So
but
gotta be a little more robust.
it's pretty good. Yeah.
So-
But so what's your getting it back in? What's your number 5?
While we're on the subject of blueberry, because you did bring up
Mhm.
blueberry cheesecake, you said it's one of your favorite cheesecakes. I think blueberry pie in general, just a classic blueberry pie, it beats apple any day of the week.
Yeah.
Apple's one of those pies. It's got to have something else going on.
100%.
You got to have like some vanilla,
some ice cream.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
but a warm apple pie with some ice cream. That's pretty good.
But
so
as Taste Buds puts it, shouts out to another great sort of review, but they do a
Food.
little more debate. Yeah. But another kind of foodie show out
Yeah.
there. They make the point that if you've got to enhance it with something, does it count or is it that with that?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Blueberry pie. I almost said cherry.
Okay.
But blueberry.
So blueberry pie, not blueberry cobbler.
Blueberry cobbler's great. I mean, I'm going to kind of say anything I like as a pie, probably going to like it as a cobbler.
100%.
Aside from the crust, though, what makes a cobbler a cobbler?
I think it's got more. Cobbler has like that top crust, right?
Yeah, it's got the top crust, but it's like a crumble.
100%.
Crumble.
Yeah. So that also with ice cream is solid.
Yeah.
So blueberry pie.
Blueberry pie. I like anything blueberry jelly.
100%.
Blueberry. Anything as long as it's got real blueberries. I don't like fake blueberry.
Yeah.
Or as they try to call it in the candy world, blue raspberry.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Yeah. It's not.
That?
That's not blueberry though? Blueberry and blue raspberry is different, right?
That's what candy tries to pass off as blueberry because they could never nail the blueberry flavor.
Yeah, because it needs to be authentic.
It needs to be. And the closest ever was probably blueberries.
Blueberries.
I'm just kidding.
Call back to a previous episode, the cereals episode.
The cereals, yeah.
But okay, well, so number 4 for me is we already mentioned it, blueberry cobbler.
Okay. Interesting, bro.
That one, so blueberry cobbler is solid.
Blueberry cobbler.
Yeah.
And by the way, I might pull up some pics for myself, but you can look up pics on your own. I haven't really ever figured out how to set up to have
casting it on the screen.
Because, and folks out there, if you know anything about OBS, holler at me. I figured out how to pull up a tab on the system with Google, but I haven't figured out how to cast from my Chromebook, which is I got to use this to Google. I'm not going to use that over there, Google. That's silly.
Yeah, you got that
all over the place. So I'm just looking up. I'm trying to see what is the difference between a cobbler and a pie.
Yeah, but I think a cobbler is a pie because I believe I did look it up. But
what do you remember from that?
So
you're right.
It's got the top.
You're right. It doesn't have a bottom crust. It's just got the top crust. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a pie. I don't know why people are always shouting about this.
Yeah. So that's the difference. So it just has the crust on the top.
That's it. You nailed it.
So but it is so good, and also with ice cream, because you got to get that warm cobbler, and maybe we got to whip that up in the kitchen. Get the blueberry cobbler. So what's your number 4? So
my number 4 here, and again, I'm not going in any particular order.
Yeah.
But this is I'm wondering because we've talked about this recently. If this is on yours. It was between a key lime, which is very close, but I've had some that I didn't care for. It's hard to nail that one. But a lemon meringue.
Oh, man.
A lemon meringue.
That is so, to pair probably was going to be my number 3, lemon. A lemon pie, because lemon is solid. I've never, honestly, I have not probably tried a key lime pie.
It's close, but the key lime, there's something, and I don't know why it's got to be key lime.
Maybe artificial, maybe if you've ever had that. But mine probably, honestly, would be a lemon pie, but cut the meringue out.
You don't like the meringue? The creaminess?
No.
See, a lot of what I got here are cream-based, as far as, pies I liked. I tried to...
Wow.
It could have easily been, 4 cream-type pies, but I felt like that'd be too repetitive. And really, if you take, a Boston cream pie and a Eclair, they're kind of similar. And then you throw in, a banana cream pie is, It's that, but with banana. It's... So the lemon meringue, there's something creamy about it, but there's also typically, at least the meringues I've come across, there's a gelatin quality to it,
or
just a jelly quality. I don't know if it necessarily has has to have gelatin. But lemon meringue, yeah, the meringue makes it this creamy kind of and that's what I like in a pie. I like a creamy pie. But you know, I don't think I've had a plain lemon
pie. It's solid.
Is it like?
It's more like a key lime pie. It's just like just like a lemon.
Yeah.
Pie.
Again, folks, you can Google along
on
at
your
home.
own.
I'm just gonna real quick because I don't know if I'm picturing. I see. Okay, so typically it's a tart. A lemon tart is kind of where we get the idea.
Okay.
So there are creamier lemon pies, but then there is this one that's just
lemon pie.
Yeah, and they use they also use sweetened condensed milk to kind of give it a creamy. So I wonder what the difference is with a meringue. Let me look up, folks, what a meringue is. Maybe there's a custard quality to it.
Okay. Yeah.
A meringue it's a type
pie.
of dessert or candy often associated with Swiss, French, Polish, Italian cuisines. Whipped egg whites.
Okay, there you go.
Egg whites. That's where they get that kind of creamy, kind of jelly quality from. So that's
okay.
And I like a lot of stuff like that that's got the egg whites. So
100,
maybe that's why I kind of gravitate to that.
But not on my list, but you just mentioning it, like a Boston cream pie.
Bro.
Yeah, that's...
Bro. And so I would just go ahead and talk about Boston cream pie.
So something I just, for some reason, always have kept in my memory, I know that our dad loves, like, Boston cream pies.
That's where I get it from.
Okay.
That's where and that's why I've always liked eclairs as well, because they're very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the sort of vanilla cream. You got that dark chocolate.
Yeah. Dark chocolate's where it's at. But so
the donuts, Ryan.
Yeah.
The Boston cream pie
donuts. Oh man.
Forget about
so
it. The
good.
day's done. I have that. I'm like, this was breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Yeah. Just kind of settles you in. But so your number 4 was a lemon meringue pie, right?
Yeah, and we already just knocked out number 3.
So I got my number 3. So what's your number 3?
A Boston cream pie. So we can move on to your number 2.
Okay.
That kind of already that was my talking point. Was the donut the high calories?
That is so crazy. So also just want to note that my number 3, my lemon pie, that I like confectioner sugar on the top. So just get that powdered sugar on with lemon.
That's
just works so solid.
People were making it, what people put on.
So to move on to my number 2, specifically
Pacifically,
whatever. But number 2 is O'Charlie's caramel pie.
Just their caramel pie?
Just like I had it there. So just like caramel pie in general. Have you ever had it? Like a caramel pie?
Let me look up here.
So, caramel pie.
I see. Did it have apples in it?
No, just caramel.
Just caramel. I see some caramel pies here.
Yeah.
So there's a salted caramel pie.
Yes.
Excuse me.
So.
One of them is more of a meringue where it has egg yolks in it.
Okay, I've never had that. Maybe that would work well with caramel, though.
I think so. Salted caramel. I love caramel. Like I can't remember if we got to it on candies, but I typically like a lot of caramel
stuff. Yeah, which we may cut to. Which next time we should have our part 3 to our candies. So bars, candy bars. So. So a caramel pie is salted caramel.
Charlie's was what did it for you? Did it have like a whipped cream topping?
I think so. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. And was there some kind of drizzle? On that?
I don't think so.
Because I'd put just a little chocolate drizzle. But
just a little chocolate.
One of those things,
okay.
If you just get like one of those candies, one of those
caramels,
candies, like it's good on its own.
100%.
I mean,
Those can be
everyone's always
kind of
trying to-
hard though. But what's your number 2?
My number 2 here, Ryan, is tiramisu. Are you
Okay.
familiar with tiramisu?
Kind of, isn't it like a chocolate?
Yeah, tiramisu, specifically pie, of course.
Yeah, tiramisu, yeah.
Which you find a lot at buffets.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a coffee. That's what I like about it. That's what makes it a little different.
It's got some
tiramisu
coffee?
pie. Yeah, it's got that's the basis. Is it's like chocolate and pie. It's like a mocha from McDonald's,
Okay.
but in pie form.
That sounds amazing.
But it's Italian. It's an Italian
Okay,
dessert.
an Italian dessert.
Of course, that
okay.
whipped eggs, sugar, mascarpone cheese. I've always thought there was some kind of cream cheese to it. And that's what it
Yeah.
is. It's a mascarpone cheese
With
flavored
chocolate
with cocoa.
and with chocolate and coffee.
Chocolate,
Coffee
and
and cream. Wow.
It's
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't had tiramisu.
No, yeah. I'm maybe once, but it's just nothing that I really like held to the bank. But so do you have any like honorable mentions before we get to our number 1?
Well, just that this was very hard, and that I still contest that we should have done dessert pies, fruit pies. As
Maybe
two
that can
separate
be
things.
like
We
part
could do
part 2.
a part 2.
Yeah.
We could definitely do a part 2. This was just kind of all time, but if we got into the nitty gritty of this,
Yeah. We could just
I
leave
could
this
go-
as
I wrote
dessert
15
pies.
There's a list
15.
of 15 pies.
Maybe it's part 2 for you.
Yeah, and I'm just sitting here talking about pies. You just
Yep, that
nope,
sounds.
haven't had that
Yeah,
one.
haven't. Yep,
haven't
that
had
one sounds crazy.
Oh my god, yeah. And initially, I also thought it was just going to be pies in general. So a few of these are savory pies. So this is
We
another,
can
this is like
definitely-
candy, Ryan.
We can definitely do. We can do a part 2, or we can. Yeah, because if we get to some, I mean, 'cause you got like shepherd's pie and stuff like that.
I didn't. That's not on here. Oh my god.
That's a whole nother one.
But some honorable mentions as far as dessert. I mentioned key lime, I
Dessert
mentioned
pies.
cherry.
Yeah.
I mentioned eclair. Mentioned banana cream pies.
Banana cream.
I've already kind of mentioned those were the runners, but I kind of wanted to. I always kind of want like a diverse sort of.
For sure.
So.
I did have one honorable mention. So sweet potato pie.
That was almost on here. And then
Yeah.
at that point, I was like, well, that's not a. Is that more dessert pie? Or is that more fruit pie? I
That's
started
totally
getting
dessert.
into like
Yeah.
The organization of it and everything.
Of course.
Sweet potato
Yeah.
pies are fucking good, man.
Yeah, those are good. Even just as far as like the quick ones, like at Bojangles, they have like a sweet potato pie.
I think that's where I might have had it.
Probably have one. Yeah,
Mhm.
that one. Those are good. I mean, it's like a little pocket pie. I mean, yeah, because you can get as far as they've got those like little box ones that like you can get like Food Lion or like stuff like that. Like
Oh yeah, they're always by the checkout. And
yeah,
the big
little
stand.
JJ's I think is the brand.
Yeah.
They've got like a
The-
chocolate.
Shouts out to Bobby Hill.
Bobby. Oh man,
Yeah.
what a killer show,
Oh
King
my
of the
God.
Hill. I'm sure.
Oh!
I tell you what. Whoa!
You remember when he got his nose broken? It was whoa, like it was all nasally.
Nasally, yeah. But so my all-time number 1, and it's probably my number 1. It is a seasonal pie.
I think I know where this is headed.
Pumpkin pie. It is.
God,
It is.
I knew it, man.
Number 1.
Shouts out to
Pumpkin.
Aunt Cissy.
Yeah, 100%. That always comes in clutch every time.
Every year.
Pumpkin pies.
I'm so mad I left mine at Dad's. I'm so mad.
Same.
We gotta go over
We
there.
gotta go back.
We gotta go over there.
We gotta
tomorrow.
get it. Yeah,
We gotta
I didn't get it
our
back.
pies. Oh my God, I bet her
but
heart was broken.
nah, yeah, she probably knows. Got work and stuff. But pumpkin pies.
Pumpkin pies.
All time number 1.
past 2 years, I've made it a tradition to make Ranger Rebecca and I, my partner, we
Cultivate.
yeah, well, we take we take the pie or the pumpkin, our Halloween pumpkin that we carve,
Yeah.
and we turn that into pie.
It is so good.
Yeah.
You put this time you were out of brown sugar and you put in maple syrup.
That's right.
Which
maple
that came
syrup.
which that came it was so good. If you guys have never tried it before, maple syrup works in a pumpkin pie.
Maple syrup, I think, just makes a good brown sugar
100%.
substitute. It gives everything this, like, especially for wintertime.
Yeah,
I didn't even think
comes
about
in. Yeah, handy. Yeah, 100%. And you did it for Thanksgiving, right?
Mhm.
So that was more like a fall thing, which
Sure.
definitely falls into, seasoned maple syrup.
yeah.
Like,
I'm out there with the taproot, just just like tapping into the trees. I got the bucket out there, and every morning, Ryan, I get up at 4 a.m. Me and little Andy, and the dog Andy, we get out there. How much maple we got today, Andy?
milking the trees.
That's me, dog.
But so pumpkin pie is my
Pumpkin pie.
all-time number one.
Mine is also, I think it's seasonal, but it's a little more Christmassy.
Okay.
And I'd like to get your take on it. And I'm one of those people, envelope, caramel. It's all, I don't have one way of saying it.
Yeah.
Pecan pie, pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie does just have a ring to it.
Pecan
pie.
But yeah, I asked my partner, Jazz, what her top 5 was,
Really?
and that was her number 1. She said whatever they put under those pecans.
What is that? It's like this
100%.
sugar glue.
Yeah, but it's like gold. But that's another one I can't tell you if I've ever tried.
You haven't tried it?
No. I'm just not really a fan of nuts, so I don't think that would really. But it's so candied, though, right?
Yeah, you can't. It doesn't taste like pecans.
Okay.
I don't know what it tastes like, and I know exactly what Jasmine's talking about. Like, I don't know what that mystery glue, that gelatin stuff they put
She
under.
said whatever is under the pecan.
I don't want to know what it is. I don't want to know what it is.
Yeah.
Like, because that shit is just. It's good. Like,
yeah.
I think about that taste in my dreams.
Yeah.
It's like,
what is that?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but it's not pecan, and it tastes amazing.
Yeah.
And, sometimes when you get the pie, no one's looking. You take just that little part, and you kind of like cut it out, and you just get a spoonful of just that.
Yeah.
Just whatever that is.
Whatever that is, yeah. Is that like a sin to do that, or is...
So what you want to do is you want to hide it under the cloth so that God can't see you do it. Because it's so evil and decadent.
But so that does that wrap up the pies?
That's all my pies, dude.
That's all.
Unless you
that's
want to
all
sit
yours.
here and talk about some haggis or something like that. Like, I love pies, dude. There's something about that delivery system of just a crust, a filling, a topping,
and
it's all in one. That's some shit that some old pioneers that were starving and they had to make do.
Just like 3 ingredients.
I got some rotten apples.
Yeah.
I got some crackers or hardtack. Crush it up and mix enough sugar with all this shit and cook it long enough.
It'll mix.
It'll taste good or tolerable.
Right, and that's how they came up also. I could feel like cobbler was probably similar.
Cobbler was someone who was even more destitute and couldn't make a whole crust.
Right.
It was like, I'm just going to crumble this hardtack on top.
And then just threw it in like a wooden stove or something. Like,
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so that is probably all of my pies here. Well, thanks for joining us here.
You didn't have any other honorable mentions?
I don't know. I went and looked, did a double check. I think that's all.
If you had to name three cheesecakes.
Three cheesecakes.
This is an on the fly 3.
On the fly 3. We've got blueberry, Oreo, strawberry.
Oreo pies.
Oreo pies, yeah.
Oreo pies.
Yeah, like have you ever had like the Hershey's pies?
Yeah.
Those
Dude,
those are good.
those Oreo
But-
pies are freaking. Because it is just a big Oreo.
100%.
It's just a big Oreo.
But it's a big center in the middle. Like, kind of, if you think about it.
It's like you took 20 fillings.
Exactly.
20
and just
cream
threw
fillings.
and
It's
threw that in.
20 stuff.
It threw that in there. But there's some on there that I just don't really care for. Like, there's peach pie, but I don't really care about peaches that much.
You said that with such disdain.
I just don't.
There's peach pie. But, I don't care for peaches.
Peaches are not my thing, but it's just not really one that I really care for. But peaches on their own are for some reason good, but for some reason when you throw it into like a pie.
Like peaches, I like that Mackinac peach. Like when like those peaches that come out at first. Something about the season. As the season goes on, the peach gets harder and harder.
True,
But those first plump,
getting it real early.
Yeah, those are the best. Canned peaches, you like canned peaches?
Yeah, and they're okay when they're in like those real like those cocktail cups.
Yep.
And there's peaches in that. That's not that bad.
Mainly tastes like the syrup that they put in it, but that's another one of those mysterious tastes that's so good you can't reproduce any other way. That syrup
but
is
that
so good.
dull
That
like
fruit, fruit dull syrup is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I can't think of one that I don't like. I've never had a rhubarb.
Yeah.
But this video we got behind us, I don't know if it's played yet, but there's a part of it where she's making a pie and she cuts what looks like a celery up.
Okay.
And that's a rhubarb. And I saw that and I'm probably not going to try that.
I know IHOP had some what was it like strawberry and rhubarb pancakes.
I think that's kind of how they get the sweetness of it. But yeah, it's like some weird vegetable.
Yeah, some weird. Yeah,
rhubarb.
I've never really had it. Put it down below if you've had it. What your experience is. You know,
tell us all about whatever you hate that we said. I'm here for it.
Right. Let me know. But okay. Well, that ties up the 5 on dessert pies. If you would put your handles as well on there, and put
your 5 below in the comments. Holler at us on Twitter with your 5s, whatever. If you got fighting words, let us hear them.
But all right, well, stay Ryan.
Stay snide.
This is snide.
Bow.